Hello everyone, welcome to the session. My name is Somajit Goswami. In this session, we are discussing a CAT 2020 actual PYQ from the chapters of averages. This is a difficult question, and before I start the solution, it is my advice to you all that give it some try, pause the video, read the question, try it out on your own. This is a difficult question. It might take some time, so don't worry. Let's read it together and try to solve it. So it says that a batsman played n+2 innings and got out on all the occasions. His average score in these n+2 innings was 29 runs, and he scored a 38 and 15 in the last two innings. The batsman scored less than 38 runs in each of the first innings. In these n innings, his average score was 30 and the lowest score was x. We need to find not just the value of x, the smallest possible value of x. That indeed makes this question a little challenging. So now let's try out this question. Okay. So I will just zoom out a little bit so that I can scribble. One thing that you need to note is that I like to keep things in a pictorial demonstration. So if I just assume that the total number of innings is n+2, because I don't know how many innings he has played, I know that only the average of these n+2 innings is 29. So I can assume that the last two innings would be 38 and 15 in some order. I don't even know what is that order, but 38 and 15. Okay. And there would be some innings before this, how many I don't know, but these are n innings. Okay, these are n innings with 30 average. The total average, or let's say the average of the entire n+2 is 29, that is given in the question itself. So remember, I have taught you this thing in the classes that whenever we have a situation like this where you have something added to the average, persons leaving a group, joining a group, we cannot just add or subtract the averages. We need to add or subtract the individual terms from the total, the sum total. Over here, the sum total will be the score of the student, batsman, whatever, right? So the sum total will be total, let's say, score. Total score is going to be n+2 into 29. Remember, the formula of average ka formula is sum total by the total number of observation. Sum of observation by number of observation, that is average. And that is where we are getting the sum total. Okay, average into the number of innings. Now, if you realize over here, there is one part of the average and there is another part. These two together, this part and this part together will add up to this n+2 into 29. I hope that makes sense. Also, they have given that in the n innings before the last two matches, the score was less than 38. That means at this point you have to understand that the maximum score that a person can score is 37, not more than that. Okay, it's less than 38. We need to minimize. So if we need to minimize, we need to maximize the other group. Okay, how do we do that? Let's look into that. Before that, let's try to find out, can we find out the total number of matches played? Let's see. So what I will say is that please pay attention to this part. This is careful. Be careful. The first part, the total. Okay, I'm talking about this part. The first part, the total of n matches will be, the total score of n matches will be 30 into n. Okay, plus individual score, that is 38 plus 15. This will obviously add up to the n+2 into 29. Somebody at this point might say, sir, why are you making too many equations? Isn't there a better optimal method without putting pen on paper? I don't think, without putting pen on paper, these type of questions will be solved. In an exam condition, though, you shouldn't even solve these questions in the first round. They are for the next round, of course. Okay. So this is how much? This is 30n minus 29n, that is n. And this is going to be 29 into 2, that is 58 minus 38, 48, 53. Okay, so this comes out to be 5. So the value of n we have been able to calculate from the conditions is n. That means total 7 innings has been played. Total 7 innings. Okay, total 7 innings has been played. So in the last 5 innings, what could be this thing? How do we solve this part? Okay, so realize the fact that the total score in the last inning is going to be n, that is obviously 5. Total score in n innings is 5 into whatever is the average. Average is 30, so it is 150. Now total score can be achieved also through that x. Okay, x is the lowest score. Please pay attention to this part. That is x plus 4 other matches, and in 4 other matches, if I need to minimize this x, I need to maximize the 4 other matches. I told you that the maximum possible score that a person can do is 37, because 38 se kam they have to do. So this is 150. You just need to solve this expression and you'll have your answer. This is 150 minus 28 to 12 and 14. So this comes out to be 2. So the x minimum, okay, the minimum possible score that a person can do in the first n innings is 2. Okay, and that is option number 2. That is your answer. This was a fundamentally interesting question, a very good question. I would really ask you to do these type of questions if you want to really score a 99 percentile in the CAT. If you're looking for personalized coaching, please consider joining Trident. We have personalized classes. That's it. Thank you.